Hello team and welcome back to the channel. So before starting the video, a small request, please subscribe to the channel. We upload videos on daily basis and it takes a lot of time and effort to make such hands-on videos for you. Okay, so if you want to appreciate my work, you can just click the subscribe button. Okay, so that will be very beneficial for me. Okay, now coming to today's video. So today for the first time we are going to build and deploy a Python based application, and this application is also completely fully fledged. So everything this application is having, and this is the application. So let me show you how it works. If I click on info, then it will give info about this application, what are the things used and all. Okay, then again we have this monitor option which shows whatever background running processes are there and like how much memory they are consuming, how much CPU time. Same thing, performance monitor, inside performance monitor can be seen. Okay, these values they deviate they deviate little bit. Okay, and they will give you like proper time, proper monitoring things. Okay, also you can make this there is an option to refresh the page which you can increase or decrease. So if I keep on 2 seconds, like every 2 seconds these things will be getting updated and those things will be shared to us. Okay, now let's have a proper conversation about this project, because always I share the repository to you which is always public, but this time what I want you to do, I'll be sharing a repository, but that won't be mine. Okay, because in my repository I have done so many changes to make this application work, and that's what I want you to do, because I just at the end of the day I just want you people to learn and understand everything. Okay, so in this video everything I will show you, like how to make this project work, how to make this project run properly. Okay, but since I have already made the changes in my repository to make this project up and running, so I'll be sharing you the original repository from where I have like forked it. Okay, so if you start working with this repository, you won't be able to run. Okay, so whatever things is required to make this project able to build and run, I will inform you, I will show you in this video. Also side by side, even though like I have just started building for the first time with the Python web application, but I learned a lot of things because I was trying to fix it. Okay, same thing if you try to do, you will also learn a lot of things, and that's what exactly I want you to do. Okay, so you just make sure to watch this video till end, because everything I will explain you how this application is working, how we will be able to build this application. Okay, because if you directly just clone this and start running the commands that I do, it will fail. You won't be able to create Docker container and Docker image. It won't work like that. Okay, so I just want that you should learn, then you should implement it, and for that you need to watch the video till end to understand how to make this application work properly. Okay, so I hope you understand, because I'm not joking. See, this is my repository. I have just made some changes inside it, and that is why it is able to getting deployed and it is running now. Okay, but this is the main person's repository whose I have like cloned. So if you just clone it and run it on your system, it won't be able to run. The reason, because first of all it's 2 years old and there are so many packages you need to update, and another thing, like you need to understand how to update things in Python application. In case you have already worked it, you might be able to know, but if you have not, then you won't be able to do that. Okay, so I just want watch the video, understand whatever I am sharing, and then start building the application from this repository. Okay, and then even you will feel very happy that you have fixed it and you understood this Python application, so that in future if any application comes to you, you will be able to understand as well as build it. Okay, this is like I know like I'm talking a little bit philosophy here, but at the end of the day I just want you people also to learn and do hard work as much I do. Okay, as much I am benefiting from working hard, you should also get benefited. Okay, and see, it's not here that I'm charging any money to you, so I'm just like taking like 30-40 minutes of yours. That also will be reduced once you speed up the video. Okay, so just watch the video, it will benefit me as well as you. Okay, so now let's start the implementation, and make sure you understand step by step everything. I will explain you every single thing. Okay, so let's start. Okay team, one more thing that I wanted to share, that since you know, like for me it is very important that we should grow in audience or subscribers, because this is part-time, and for me to continue in a proper way, I really need a good audience to watch my videos and literally learn everything from it. Okay, So if you are watching and if you find these videos useful for you, or if you are learning some things from them, then I would really request you share them over LinkedIn in your post, and you can even tag me. I'll be happy to reply anything you want. Okay. Also, like if you are having any queries, any suggestions, any ideas, you can just ping me over Instagram or LinkedIn. I'm available. Okay. But mostly I'll be available after like 6, because before 6 it's like my office hours. So yeah, really I would really appreciate if you could share my video, so that at least some more audience I can get, and I can continue like making such videos for you. Okay. So really I would appreciate that. Okay. Now let's come to the main video. Okay team, so now coming to the project, let me explain you how this project is, basically how we can build it. Okay. So this is the main structure of the project, and if I scroll down, here is like make file, which is the most important part of the project as of now. Basically, first of all, you need to know what is make file. Okay. Make file is a script sort of thing inside which we define certain rules, like what this rule will do, what this rule will do. For example, if I scroll down here, you can see these things you are seeing, these are rules. For example, if I run the, also like to run like make file command, we type the command as make and the name of the rule. For example, we have this test. Okay, so in case we want to perform test cases, we will run the command as make, then rule name is test. Okay, similar to that, if you want to clean up the project, make clean. And but in like for our case, we will be using two of the rules, which is image and push. So using image, we will be building our Docker image, and using push, we will be pushing that Docker image to our Docker Hub repository. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, also one more thing, like as I mentioned that why this project won't be running if you directly clone and run. The reason for that, there are certain there are certain packages that are depreciated and they don't exist anymore. Okay, so to fix that, first of all, what we will do, we will go to src. Inside that we have one file, requirements.txt. okay, so this file basically contains the list of packages which we are going to use in our project. You can see so many of them are there, but most important one that we need to make changes to is Flask. Current version, you can see it says 1.1.2. okay, so we need to basically edit this file and make the Flask version. What we need to the changes that we will be making is like we need to have this version. Okay, Flask greater than equal to 2.2.2. okay, this version, first of all, this version, if there is this version, then only our project will be able to run. Okay. Okay, also make sure that you are basically forking this this one, which I will be sharing to you. So fork it first in your repository, then only make the changes. The reason for that I will just explain you in a bit. Okay, so first changes that you need to make is in requirements.txt. What exactly is this file? This file contains the specific version of different packages that we need to have in our project. Okay, so I hope you understand first point. Coming next, yeah, so we need to basically edit our Docker file as well. You can see Docker file exists inside project name /build inside Docker file. So let me open Docker file and let me explain you what things we need to change here. We just need to change one thing here. You can see like directly it's cloning the repository. So here, like when you are cloning the repository or forking the repository on your account, then like provide your repository URL here. Okay, because if you don't, then it will again fetching all the repository and files from the original repo, and if that happens, then again all the Flask version and every changes that you have made on your repository doesn't matter. Okay, so make sure that you are changing this also. Same thing, like let me just show you. See, in my requirement.txt, Flask is this one, and if I go to build, let me go to build. In build, we have Docker file. So here you can see I have provided mine. Okay. Okay. So this is done. Also, like see, make sure that when you are providing the URL, it should be public. Then only it should be this Docker file will be able to fetch it properly. Okay. Rest of the things you can see, like project is supposed to run on 5000. So 5000 ports should be open on your Ubuntu machine, and this is the default command to run the application. Okay. So these things you are done. Okay, next thing what we need to do is we need to make changes to make file. Okay, So as I mentioned that we are going to build the Docker image and push it on our Docker Hub repository. So you can see these are some of the variables that are being used in your project, and downside we have the rules. Okay, so as I mentioned, two of the main rules that we are going to use is image and push. Okay. Okay, so in image section, first of all we have image registry, basically reg is short for registry as per, and here you can see the registry name is different because the owner of this repository was using a different registry. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to make changes and we need to make it docker.io because we are going to use a public repository. Okay, so if I open my thing, yeah, here you can see docker.io I have added. Next, image repo. Okay, so if you see here, as I mentioned always, like first is the username / any name you want. So since we are going to use docker.io, the public Docker Hub repository, so we will provide our username / the name that we want. Image tag, that will be same, latest. Okay, rest, like in case you are going to deploy this on Azure, then these changes, these things will be requiring changes. Okay, but as of now we are just going to deploy our application using Docker image and Docker container. Okay, so rest I think I don't need to do any more changes, but these things you need to like properly change as per your credentials. Okay, okay, so this is done. Now coming to, yeah, this much changes only required. Okay, these changes you need to make, and I hope you understand at this point like what exactly is makefile requirements.txt file. These two are very important files. Okay, that are going to be used for deployment and building. Okay, just to show you again, makefile is basically a file or script which contains different set of rules as different set of rules because of which due to which our applications will perform different tasks. Okay, so as I mentioned, these are the rules: push, image, lint fix, lint. Okay, so whatever we mention, whatever command we run, that is like make lint, then that will be happen. Make image, then image will be building. Okay, so these kind of things will be happening. Okay, so I hope you understood like these are the things that you need to make changes. Okay, so that is why like I'll be sharing you this URL so you can make changes and do your deployment. Okay, okay, so once this part is completed, what we need to do, we need to make sure that certain tools are installed on our Jenkins also. Okay, so if see, I have created just one pipeline job for installing different tools. So Python, basically it might be coming in your Ubuntu machine or any other VM by default only, but just to make sure, I have run these two commands, sudo apt update and sudo apt -y upgrade. Okay, then just to check the Python version, I have run this command python 3 -v. Okay, then docker commands I have already shared to you, like these are the docker commands. Okay, so these are already available to you, I guess, so you can just install them. And then docker version I'm just checking here. Next, most important, as I mentioned, we are using makefile for building and deployment, so you need to install these make also. Okay, and these commands also I will just link in the description so you can install. Okay, so if I save this and if I run this, these tools should be installed. We can track the progress here. Let me make it a little bit, yeah. So you can see Docker version I'm using the latest one, which is 24.0.1. Okay, and here it has installed make also, both the make, one is like normal make, one is make guild. Okay, and Python is already installed. Python, which version I have, let me just show. Okay, so where is it? Yeah, okay, Python is already installed. Okay, so these things done. Now what we can do, we can start creating our pipeline. Okay, so make sure to still follow because still I don't know what error will come, so let's just see. Okay, so okay team, so basically one more tool needs to be installed. Let me just show you. Also, like I will just mention all the things in description. These things also need to be installed. Okay, so make sure here that you have installed Python as well as Python 3.8, v in env. Okay, and make. So this much should be fine. Okay, now what we can do, we can create our main pipeline. Okay, so name I want it as python-web app, and format type will be declarative pipeline. Here we will just keep as 1 this time, and scroll down here, let's generate a sample one. Okay, yeah, Also this time, like I won't be like compiling or like performing SonarQube checks, because this project already took a lot of time from me. Okay, so we will just go straight to the point. Okay, so first we'll be having git checkout, and in steps we need to provide the GitHub repository URL. So we will be using pipeline syntax as usual. Here we will select git, and here we need to provide the URL. Okay, so repository. Achha, one more thing I forgot to tell you, like in case like you are having using a different image registry and repository, you can pass it in this format. Okay, but for me I had just hard coded all those things in directly inside the make file, so that I don't need to make changes again and again. So either thing you can do, either like hard code all the details, all the variables in your make file, or else you can pass these on runtime. Okay, either is fine. Okay, yeah. So here we need to provide the repository. Let me copy the repository from here and yeah, paste it. Branch name is, let me check, main. Okay, no issues. Branch name we have configured. As of now I just kept it public, so we don't need to provide the credentials. And let's copy this, copied, and here we will paste it. Okay, this is done. So next step that we want to run is build the Docker image. Okay, and let's provide a name as Docker build. Okay, and all the commands that need to be followed is already inside our make file. Just to show you one more time, let's open make file and Docker image rule. Yeah, here you can see Docker build and the path of the Docker file. Then we are tagging it as well at the same time. Okay, okay, and see a command, let me write it. Yeah, here we can write the command as sh double quotes make image. Okay, so this stage is basically what it will do. It will build the Docker image. Okay, so side by side what we can do, we can copy and write our second command, which is to Docker push. Okay, now the problem with Docker push is that it requires credentials. Okay, so we need to first log in, then run this command. Okay, so what I will do, we need to install that Docker plugin. Okay, so we will go to manage Jenkins, go to manage plugins. In available plugins, search for Docker and install without start. I think that should be fine. Okay, yeah, it's almost installed. Yeah, so it's installed. What we can do, we can go to global tool configuration and configure our Docker tool. Okay, you can see Docker tool is available here. We can provide the name as Docker installation. Automatically we want to do from the official page of docker.com, latest version we want. Click on apply, and this is done. So let's close this. Yeah, okay, so again let's open pipeline syntax, and here we can create a script for ourselves. Scroll down to with Docker registry. See here it's not available. The reason for that, we just installed the Docker tool. Instead of that, we need to install few more plugins. So let's do that, and here again we will search for Docker. So Docker pipeline, Docker build step, and these three usually I install so that I can create the command and enclose the credentials inside a Docker script. Okay, meanwhile we need to create script. Let me write it, script curly braces, and inside this curly braces we will be writing our Docker commands. Yeah, so this now it's been installed. Let me close this, and now if I open the pipeline syntax, we should be able to see that with a Docker registry option. Okay, you can see it is available now. Okay, so credentials, let's add credentials. See, the reason for adding the credential is that we need to push our Docker image to our Docker Hub repository. Okay, So username, let me check, Adi Jaiswal, correct. Password would be this. Let me just rewrite it. Yeah, password also given. Now last command is docker grid. Click on add. I hope you are watching because it needs to be done properly. Okay, so this also we have created, we will paste it here. Let's remove this comment and align this braces. Okay, so here we will run the make push command. Okay, make push, and this should be basically, see, I have not written any command for docker push. Basically if I go back here, you can see the command is already written and the details of image name, image registry and tag is already getting from the values that I provided here. Okay, so this is done. Click on apply, build now, and let's see if it is able to do or not. Okay, still okay, it failed also, no issues. Docker build, I think we have the 2 stages with the same name, I guess. Yeah, see, I have always mentioned that whenever 2 stages are having same name, pipeline will fail. But stupidity is that even I forget sometimes. Okay, we will build now again and let's see if it starts. Yeah, so it has started. Cloning done, this one is creating the docker image done, and it is able to see, as I mentioned, we need to provide the credentials so that it can be able to push our docker image. Okay, okay, yeah, you can see docker image is pushed. If I run one command, let me, sorry, I want to check the docker image name. Okay, side by side what we can do, we can directly deploy our application. Okay, so if I open this, go to configure, scroll down, here these things done. So I can again write the command for this. Let's copy this, paste it here, and here we want to provide the details as docker deploy. Okay, and the command that I want to run, first of all, basically I want to check the image name. Okay, docker images, and then we want to deploy it. Also, to see that if it is pushed successfully, we can go to Docker Hub. Okay, Docker Hub, and here we can log in and we can be able to see our Docker image. So if it exists, that means it is successfully pushed, and then we can, okay, great. You can see here, if I zoom it little bit, Adi Jaiswal Python -web app. Okay, so this has been pushed, and we can copy this one image, docker image name. Okay, and here we can try to basically create a container. Okay, so the first command that we need to write, let me show you. Yeah, till this much you can copy. Okay, paste it here. Okay, now what we need to do, first of all, make sure you are running it in -d so that it runs in background and your job can finish. Okay, because if you don't put -d, your job keep running and like it won't be finishing, so that is a problematic thing. Okay, and now we need to provide the image name. Here tag we have is latest. Okay, I think this should be fine, and it should be able to deploy our application inside a container. So let's do that. Click on build now. Progress, yeah, image build, it is being pushed, docker image pushed, and now it is login succeeded. Okay, docker container created. Okay, now let's try to access the application. So this is the IP address of the machine on which we are doing all these things, and colon 5000 is the port on which our application is supposed to run. click enter and let's see. Great, you can see it is running now. If I open these things in new pages, they will be taking us to the official web page. See, this repository is the official repository of the owner, then Docker images and all those things are there. Okay, this is nice, and I hope this made a quite point. So you understood like how it would be working, how we can build and deploy a basic Python application. Okay, Makefile, basically even I am doing it for the first time, and I think it is really useful because literally like you can define once in your file like different rules which you want to run, and anytime you want to run, you need to run the command as make the name of the rule. So this is like quite useful. Okay, so that's it for today, and I hope this video was useful. If it was, then give it a like. Also, if you are new on channel, make sure to subscribe. So have a nice day and thanks for watching.